Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, we're going to dive into some more XRP analysis because XRP has been truly on a tear. All of my targets have been met, which is why I wanted to give you guys this update to show you guys what I expect from price moving forward and really why I believe the XRP is going to be heading to $1 very soon. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And guys, make sure you sign up and join the fastest growing Discord community in crypto, over 17,000 members. If you want to congregate with all of the rest of my community, make sure you guys sign up by clicking inside the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. On the Discord server, I offer my VIP packages like my video course and Signal. So if you guys want to copy every trade that I take, follow my long-term portfolio, investment for investment, as well as get private VIP videos that I only make for members inside of my Discord, then make sure you stay all the way to the end of this video because then I'm going to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. One final thought is I have this amazing free study guide that I've spent a lot of time dedicating towards. If you're a new guy getting into these markets and you don't really know what you're doing, I have this ebook that you guys can download for free, and it's really going to help give you guys a lot of the ins and outs of trading and investing to the point that you guys are going to be able to understand how to be profitable. This is a guide that I wish I would have had when I first got into the markets, and I know it's going to help you guys out a lot. So once again, links are provided for you in the description of this video. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, now before we jump into any analysis inside of XRP, I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about Bitcoin because I wanted to analyze the big picture trend. Now, obviously, you guys already know that I am expecting some type of a 30% pullback, and I do believe that we will get that. And so ultimately, even though Bitcoin's going crazy, even though we're right about all-time highs, just understand that there is going to be a point where we get a pullback, and that is going to be the pullback that you want to be waiting to buy. If you've been waiting on the sidelines, you haven't been buying altcoins, and you feel like you're missing out, just wait for Bitcoin to pull back because you're going to get a chance to buy in. There's always pullbacks the entire bull trend, and you guys are going to be okay. Just understand that. There's no reason to get so over leveraged right when Bitcoin is nearing all-time highs at resistance. I just think that it's a little bit smarter to wait for some type of pullback because we will get that. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about Bitcoin is the long-term trend because ultimately, even though we'll get little pullbacks in between, it's not really that important because ultimately we're going to be breaking out and going into new all-time highs, and this is going to create a lot of new money to flood into the markets. This is the exact reason why we're seeing XRP take off. It's the exact reason why we're seeing all of these altcoins take off. The DeFi craze is going crazy, and we can see all of this stuff happening right before our eyes. And the reason for this is because a lot more certainty, a lot more optimism is coming into the markets as we see Bitcoin rally so hard. Now, really what I wanted to share with you guys is how the cycles are going to map out for Bitcoin to give you guys an idea of why and how I'm going to be taking profits. Now, really, guys, what I wanted to share with you guys is what's called 4-year cycle theory. And the person that taught me how to do all of this was Bob Lucas. I really recommend you guys check him out. He's an amazing analyst, and he's really just a no-nonsense type of guy. He keeps to his plan. He sticks to it. He's emotionless, and he's really unfazed in all of the volatility. And I really think that you guys will be able to learn a lot from him because I know I did. Now, really what I want to share with you guys is how 4-year cycle theory works. Now, basically, the way you measure a 4-year cycle is going from peak low to peak low, right? Now, peak low to peak low should equal just about exactly 4 years in time. So if right here we have about January 1st, 2015, 4 years in advance, January of 2019. So this is exactly 4 years, almost to the exact day, in which we found a low and in which we found a low. Now, what you normally find inside of these markets is a 1-year bear market. And so usually the way that you would analyze a top is to go from the 4-year cycle low, and then you'd measure 1 year behind. So 1 year behind equals 2018, and that was almost exactly the cycle high, right? The same thing even happened in this cycle. 1 year behind takes us to almost the exact cycle high, and that's where Bitcoin started topping out. And so all of these are very symmetrical with the cycles. Now, this is what takes me to what we're seeing today and how I'm actually mapping out where I expect Bitcoin to top out and how I'm going to be taking profits in altcoins. Now, let's assume that this 4-year cycle plays out again. So we bottomed in January of 2019, right? right here. So 4 years in advance is going to be taking us to January of 2023, which is when I would expect us to find the short-term bottom inside of Bitcoin before we start a brand new cycle over. Now, the reason why I'm taking profits in the time frame that I am is because of the same reason. So every bear market lasts exactly 1 year, almost exactly 1 year, give or take about a month. And so if we take this same strategy, 4 years in advance from this low is going to be 2023. So if we minus a year from 2023, that takes us to 2022, the very beginning of 2022. Or, like I've stated many times over the course of the last few months, I plan to take profits at the end of 2021, right? Because if we look at Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin tops out about winter of that year, right before the new year. So we topped out around the 1st of December here. We topped out around the very 1st of December here as well. And so ultimately, that's going to be the way I'm scaling out of my positions inside of crypto. I expect that we're going to have this impulse. We're going to be going into price discovery as we rally upwards of 250K. You know, we could go up to 300K. It's hard to say exactly, which is why I'm not selling based off of price targets. I'm selling off of time frames because it's way more accurate. So that's why I'm going to be scaling out, you know, the end of 2021. And this is why I've really structured all of my bags. I've dollar cost averaged. I bought really heavily in the month of November because I viewed this as being the last true buying opportunity that I had. You know, we're currently sitting at about the end of November. If we do get one more sell-off back to 14K, I think that that would be a great time to average back into crypto positions, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's altcoins, all of the above are going to be very good opportunities. And so this is really the point of the cycle where I'm coming to you guys telling you that it's time to hold. And I think that that's going to be the most important thing to understand here is now, you know, if you've been able to dollar cost average, you've been able to accumulate all throughout this time period, now that Bitcoin's about to be leaving all-time highs and going into price discovery, you want to be making sure that you're holding on to that because the majority of your gains are going to be had once Bitcoin goes parabolic. And up to this point, we have not gone parabolic. This is the start of that, the very beginning of that. And so that's really what I'm going to be watching out for during this cycle is ultimately a top that's going to be coming at the end of 2021. The beginning of 2022 will start that 1 year bear market decline. And it'll look something along the lines of this, right? You know, obviously it's going to look a little bit different. It's not going to look exactly the same, but you guys can see how identical these line up. And this is just going to continue to follow the pattern that's played out thus far. This is why I think it's truly silly when people try to come at me saying that the cycles are lengthening, because ultimately they're not lengthening. And you can really just look at it in the charts and it's very obvious to tell that it's not lengthening. The fact is, guys, from where we went in the last cycle, from the very top to the point in which we started hitting all-time highs again, about 1,134 days. So if we take that same formula here and we go to where we're currently sitting at today, about 1,071 days. And so we're pretty much already right on that same exact path, where in the last cycle it took about 1,134 days before we ever hit the cycle high again. So about 3 years from the peak high to the point in which we hit the high again. This is pretty much the same cycle again. You know, it's a little bit different. And obviously we could pull back where we're at, and it might take a few more weeks, potentially a couple more months before we break out of that all-time high. But the fact of the matter is, guys, we are pretty much following right on the exact same time frames as the last cycle, almost identically. And so the idea that cycles are lengthening is just silly. You should ignore anybody that says that. I mean, obviously there's a potential for that, but for me, I don't care. I'm going to be selling based off of these time frames that I just showed you guys, because ultimately this is how we're going to make a lot of money. And I think that anybody that thinks that we're going to have some magical bull cycle that lasts years and years and years, although I understand their reasoning for thinking that, I just simply think that it's false. And so I'm not going to follow that. I'm going to follow my own strategy, and this is my strategy given. So now, guys, let's dive into the XRP analysis, because this thing has been ripping, and it's hit all of my price targets that I laid out in my prior videos. So here we are, guys, taking a look at XRP, the great coin that everybody said was going to zero, the coin that everybody said was a scam, the coin that everybody said would never pump, it would never break 30 cents, it would never do any of this. How funny is it that we can come here inside of a market where we can be told by so many different people that something's a scam and that it's going to go to zero and that we're wrong, that we're stupid, that we don't know what we're doing, and then it immediately pumps harder than the rest of the market. This is literally the way it works every single time. I've been warning people about this from day one. I've been dollar cost averaging since all the way back here, at the very early point about the end of 2018, at the early point of 2019, I've been dollar cost averaging. So it's been, a very long period of time of which I've just been steadily adding to my positions. About a year and a half, I've just been dollar cost averaging all throughout here. And at this point, I'm sitting very pretty. I've got an average entry price of 23 cents. And I'm going to be holding this one. Long term. Now, I really, really am happy with what we're seeing with XRP because ultimately, as XRP bulls, this is what we were expecting to see. We knew one day XRP was just going to break out. It was going to happen instantaneously. Whoever wasn't already believing in XRP was going to miss out. And we saw this, guys, all throughout Twitter. When XRP started breaking out after it hit about 40 cents, you start seeing all of these influencers on Twitter. Oh, I'm buying XRP. Oh, are you stupid? You didn't buy XRP? And it's like, dude, you're the same people that were sharing all of my pictures saying that I was stupid for buying this. And now we can see all of those people, realizing that they're missing out on a huge opportunity, and then they're FOMO buying into resistance. This is the way it works. This is the emotional psychology of the market. And this is why if you don't have the mental and emotional maturity to dollar cost average when the times are the worst, when there's the most anxiety, the most fear, the most depression, you're not going to make the most money. And that's just simple facts. I've spent a lot of time dollar cost averaging into this dip, and I watched a lot of other investments go up. I watched a lot of people give me so much crap saying I was an idiot, saying, oh, you always say XRP is going to break out. Yeah, that's because it will. And when it does stuff like this. It instantaneously pumps. And if you weren't ready beforehand, you simply miss out. And this is exactly what we're seeing. All of crypto Twitter's in an uproar about XRP. And these are the people that missed out on buying the bottom. And so shout out to every single person on this channel that supported us, that went through and dollar cost average, that ignored the FUD and understood the value inside of XRP, because now we are the ones that are being rewarded. And I just want you to know that I'm really happy for every single one of you to be able to make it to this point, because ultimately, how long have we been warning people on this channel? It seems like forever at this point. And now we're finally seeing all of these ideas coming into fruition. Now, let's actually dive into the analysis here and talk about some stuff, because ultimately in my last video, what I was talking to you guys about was that I noticed an inverse head and shoulder pattern playing out. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then this was the neckline. About right here at, let's see, what price is that? About 33 cents, 32, 33 cents approximately. And I made the video down here at 25 cents, and I said, hey guys, I'm buying more XRP. I think we're going to get a breakout very soon. And we pretty much instantaneously pumped. Now, did I expect this big of a breakout? Kinda. I mean, I targeted 50 cents. That's where I said that I was going to be taking profits. And so we pretty much nailed my target, but we even peaked above it. And this is the exact reason why inside of my Discord, I saw a lot of people when it first started breaking out, and it was probably at about 38 to 40 cents. I saw a lot of people saying, hey, what should I do, Donovan? Should I sell? I want to sell and rebuy lower. And I just told them, you know what, guys? Ultimately, you can do what you want. I think that it's a good idea to take profits, but for me, I'm not taking any profits because I've told you guys from day one, I'm dollar cost averaging and I'm holding this stuff into new all-time highs. Anything below all-time highs is just noise. It doesn't matter. And that's what I told people, because ultimately I don't spend a year and a half accumulating into the bear market to sell the first pump. That's just not the way I roll. I'm here for long-term gains. I'm here to ride the entire length of the cycle, because ultimately, if you're trying to sell each and every swing, you're going to end up missing out on one of those swings because you're not always going to be right inside of the market. And one of those missed swings could be the difference between you making 100 extra turns and you making a 10x return. And it really can change that fast, because ultimately, guys, from where my average entry price is at 23 cents, from 23 cents to the all-time high, that's about a 13x return. Now, just from this one little pump that we had alone, if you were to buy today and hold to the all-time high, you are now getting 500% returns. So it really does make that big of a difference if you don't dollar cost average at the point in which the most profits are to be made. And this is what I tried to warn people. I tried to tell everybody, guys, you don't want to miss out on this stuff. You got to understand that we're in this for the long term. There's no point in trying to flip-flop into different coins. There was a lot of people that sold their XRP for Chainlink right before Chainlink started dropping, after they held onto their XRP for a year, potentially 3 years. And this is just going to be the way the cycle goes, guys. Now that we've hit my target, ultimately I would expect a pullback to be happening at some point. Pretty much where we're at, there is a lot of resistance here. And if I draw this resistance, it's going to come to about 56, 57 cents. About right here. Within this range, we do have a lot of resistance. And so I do expect that we will get some type of a pullback. Now, what I wanted to share with you guys real quick is how prior charts have looked and how I personally think XRP will behave moving forward over the next couple months. So what I'm going to go do here is overlay a chart of another coin that pretty much did a very similar pattern to what we're seeing today inside of XRP. And this is one that I personally made a decent amount of money on, and it's following pretty closely to what we're seeing here today. And really, I think that we might continue to follow this. Now, this is a chart of OMG when OMG broke out, and it looks almost identical to XRP. Now, what happens is we accumulated below resistance, then all of a sudden one day we pumped super, super high. Now, XRP could literally overextend here. You know, we could see XRP hit $1 before this thing corrects. Do I think that that's likely? No. I told you guys my targets were 50 cents, but we know how XRP behaves. We know that when XRP pumps, it instantaneously moons. And so you can't underestimate the power of the bulls here in this situation because we are in a bull market. The fact that XRP broke out of its resistance here at 30 cents, this is a shoo-in for a bull run. And that's the thing that you guys got to understand here. Now that we are in the bull phase, XRP is one of the most popular coins out there. There's a lot of retail money that flocks into this coin. We could very easily see XRP rally a lot harder and quicker than anybody expects. And so if it continues to follow what we saw with OMG, although I do think that we're going to get a pullback, I do think that it might be something like this. And I think that this perfectly coincides with Bitcoin having a 30% correction. Because if Bitcoin pulls back 30%, altcoins are going to pull back. That's just the way that the cycle works. And so we need to be aware that once OMG pumped, it had this really big correction and pretty much retraced almost the entire pump, which would put XRP back around 33, 36 cents approximately. And this is honestly what I'm going to be watching out for moving forward. And if we drop to bigger time frames, I think it'll look something along the lines of this. You know, we're going to finish out this pump. Bitcoin's going to top out, have 30% correction. And when we get that 30% correction, we're going to see altcoins sell off and XRP is going to fall back down to retest this level, right? Because this has been the level, this 30 cent to 33 cent level, this resistance, and it was support here for a long time. It was even resistance all the way back in 2017. This level right here has been a very important level. And a lot of people have been waiting to get into this market for the retrace of this. And so you guys got to understand that all of the smart traders that are out there that are actually going to be profitable, they're not buying into the hype right now. And I don't think that you guys should either. If you've watched my channel and you know that I talk about XRP and you feel like you missed out, don't FOMO buy right now, right into resistance, because there's literally no point in doing so. I do believe that we will get a correction, and then that correction is going to be taking us back down onto support of this previous move. And so we just need to be aware of that, guys. We need to understand that we will see a pullback, and this pullback is going to be a perfect buy at the dip opportunity. Now, something to understand here, guys, is maybe it doesn't need to even pull back all the way back down this low. We could hold support, you know, at maybe 40 cents. And this is something to understand, which is why we want to do our part by just waiting for the correction to come and then buying up that dip, because we don't know when the exact bottom is going to be. All we can do is look at prior coins, prior market cycles that have behaved very much the same, and we can overlay them and see kind of what happened. And what we saw with OMG was a correction all the way back down onto the previous resistance. In this case with XRP, I wouldn't be surprised if we held support a little bit higher, maybe upwards of 36 to 40 cents, because, you know, ultimately I think that we're going to be getting a quick sell-off in Bitcoin, and we wouldn't need to take quite so long to come all the way back down, right? So anyways, guys, this is what I wanted to keep you guys updated with. I know a lot of people follow me for XRP analysis. I know the XRP community is one of the most diehard fan bases out there, and they've shown my channel love time and time again, and that's why I just wanted to keep you guys updated with what I see here. I wanted to keep you guys safe with your portfolios, because ultimately you don't want to FOMO buy into resistance. I saw a lot of people doing it when they saw XRP pumping, and this is the euphoria stage. This is where we get the blow off top. We're seeing it with Bitcoin, we're seeing it with Ethereum, we're seeing it across the board on all these altcoins, and XRP is kind of just showing to us, you know, what I already expected would happen. But now is the time where you just want to be holding out. You want to be waiting. If you've made some really good profits and you don't care about holding the length of the trend, take some profits. Pay yourself. You know, there's no reason not to. Even if it's just a small amount, you know, you can always remember to just pull some of this out, because ultimately that's how you're going to be profitable. That's how you can make some extra money and then throw that into some of the coins that maybe haven't moved in your portfolio. So anyways, guys, this is what I wanted to share with you quickly. As we wrap up the video, I wanted to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up for my VIP content, because if you guys like my channel, you like my analysis, you've seen me be right time and time again on a number of these different charts, then you guys should really check out my signals, because the signals are going to be the way you guys can copy every single trade that I take. On top of that, you're also going to get access to my long-term portfolio, where over 80% of my portfolio is. I keep over 80% in long-term holds, and inside of those long-term holds, you're going to know exactly what percentages I've allocated to each investment. And so if you watch this channel and you're a new guy into these markets and you just want to make sure that you're protecting your own assets, you want to make sure that you're safe, that you have sound investments and a solid strategy to go about trading, then you guys should really check out my signals, because this is going to be the way for you guys to copy every single thing that I'm doing. Ask me direct questions inside of my server so that I can keep you guys updated, keep you guys knowing exactly what I'm doing with all of my money. On top of that, you also get private VIP videos. And so you really can't go wrong. If you guys like what I do here, you want to get even more intrapersonal with the stuff that I do, with the trades that I take, all of that type of stuff, sign up for the Discord server. Make sure you guys check out my website. Now I offer two different packages. I offer my video course, which is 20 educational videos that teach you guys all of my strategies for profiting. Basically, it teaches you technical analysis. And I offer the signals. And so the signals are, once again, just the ability to copy my portfolio and follow every trade that I take. Both of them are lifetime memberships, so as long as I'm running the channel, you guys are going to have access to that. And so if you guys want to sign up for this stuff, I have links provided for you in the description. You guys can purchase them together, or you can purchase them separate. If you can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first. You want to copy my portfolio, you want to follow the trades that I take, because this is how you're going to make money. Ultimately, the signals are going to be the go-to, because this is how you can get a sound portfolio, make a bunch of money, and then if you guys want to pursue the video course and learn how to do this stuff, then you can take some of those profits and move it into that, and I'm going to be able to help you guys with that as well. So ultimately, links are provided for you in the description. One final thing is, if you don't want to sign up for any of my VIP stuff, I do have a free study guide, 38 pages long. I've really spent a lot of time dedicating towards making this. It's really put a lot of I've really put a lot of time into this to help new guys getting into the markets that maybe don't understand a lot of the technical know-how around crypto, some of the terminology, how trading works, how investing works, because it's a study guide that I really wish I would have had when I first got into these markets. I know that it's going to help you guys out tremendously, which is why I've made it for free. So once again, guys, links are provided for you in the description. Check out my VIP stuff, download that free ebook, and with all that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.